Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We are a cloud nation. We're the United States of the world. We're an emerging nation. We're on a mission to banish poverty. And we've been around for about 4.25 years, putting in really solid foundations to make sure that we are here for many generations, not just a few weeks, months or years. We are now in a position where we are expanding our economy, and that will benefit all our citizens because it will improve the liquidity and value of our currency, and all our citizens receive our currency every month. Once you become a citizen, and it's totally free, there's no obligation, you just come along, register, prove you're a real person, that's all there is to it. You are treated as equal to everybody else. We don't separate you for any superficial difference like gender, color, class, creed, language, height, weight, you name it. It doesn't matter to us because we just see everyone as a human being, part of one big family of humanity, all linked together and all unique. So having something unique to offer our community, therefore of equal value to every other member of our community. It's a non-separatist ideology, and we have a little affirmation in a moment that helps us with that and helps us maintain that. Before the affirmation, we'll have a very short prayer to help us find everything that we want and need in life. What is that? Happiness, true happiness, joy, ever new joy, total bliss. It cannot be bought. The people that have got a lot of money, they've got everything that they can think of, and they're still searching for something and they don't know what it is. And it is that unlimited happiness that you can only get through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is that it attracts everything you want and need into your life, whether it's relationships, money, houses, travel, whatever it may be. You'll find it being attracted to you. The more service you offer to the more people, the more everything that you want and need in life will flow to you. So you'll not only have that inner joy that can't be destroyed, but you'll have everything else that you want and need as well. And so that's what our little prayer is about, just about helping us to achieve that state of happiness and achievement of having everything that you want and need in life. Right, so we'll welcome a few people and then we'll have that prayer and the affirmation, and we'll get on to the updates that we have for today. I see we have a few people in already that I will welcome in a moment, but I want to welcome especially those that are watching the replay, because I know that not everybody can make 7 p.m. London time every day of the week. So we have a lot of people watching the replays, and they're all available in YouTube or in Facebook. Right, with that said, we do have a few people in now that have let us know that they're here in the comments, saying hi to everybody. We've got Ramachandra in from Watford in England. We've got Rennie in from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. He says, one of the well-known ports in the world. Yeah, it is. Funny place, the Netherlands, because they got Amsterdam and Rotterdam, and you would think that they'd have the capital there, wouldn't you? But they don't. They have it in The Hague. Okay. Anyway, then we got Lewis in from what is the capital of Portugal, Lisbon. Wasn't always. I believe it was Coimbra originally. Anyway, that's another matter. We got Peter in from Kettering in England, Deborah from Southern Alabama, USA, Eric from Gatineau in Quebec in Canada, Werner from South Africa, and we've got Mobalaji from Nigeria, I think. So we have a few people in from round about the world, and let's get started right now with that little prayer, then the affirmation, and then I'll bring you up to date with whatever news we have and answer any questions that may crop up. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love, bless each member that they find the joy of service. And through service, bless them that they may attract true happiness and everything they want and need into their lives. Amen. And our little affirmation. We're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind and soul of thy world. Okay, anybody else while I've been getting through that? No. I don't have any real news for you on We Share Abundance because we are working on the Share Hope program. I did speak with Rohit yesterday after we finished the live, and I told him I need to be able to check that everything is there before we run the program. He's quite sure that it would work and everything. But I said, I want to be able to see, and the members want to be able to see that they are active, they are pro members, and that they have their power lines intact and everything else. So he's gone off to make sure that that is the case, because he was talking about, well, let's run it Saturday anyway. But I said, no, we've got to have it right. It's got to be 100% when we do it this time, and then it'll be right from there onwards. So he's gone off to put it into that state, and hopefully we'll get that run on Monday. When Devian is here as well, she'll be able to check on things and monitor it as we run it. And then we should be all set. I'm not saying that we'll have totally finished. Some of the reporting facets may need to be updated or clarified. But in essence, if everything is working, picking the numbers out and getting them in a way that you can view them and understand them as a member, it shouldn't be too difficult because everything is there and working as it should be. So that's where we are with Share Hope. Until we've got that out of the way, there's not a lot else that we will be doing. We need to get that up, running and working as it should be. Excuse me, I see we've got Derek in from West Palm Beach in Florida as well. USA, of course. Richard from Devon in England, and Derek saying, what is your take on the new developments of Beyond Infinity? I'm going to get onto that in a moment, Derek, because that is the major thing that's happened since yesterday. But before we get onto that, because that is a third-party thing, we don't have any control over it anyway. But before we get onto that, let me give you the numbers. And if you've got any questions on We Share Abundance or anything there, let's get them out and answered. But the numbers we're only doing for a couple of things at the moment. We had an increase of 43 in the 777 plan in the last 24 hours to 19,843. An increase of 40 in our registered members to 46,015. Multiply Weezer, no change in membership. Logged in, got the revenue share, took us up another $1 to $10,495. Okay, that is in the bonus pool, which we won't be able to do anything with until we get the Weezer tokens moved onto a new blockchain, and that's not going to happen till we get the Sharehope 777 plan sorted and the MOL operational. Now, the MOL operational doesn't mean completed. Once it's operational, we'll be working on phase, and it may be that we get 2 or 3 phases done, and we'll move on to the WISA tokens, getting them off that Waves exchange with controlled liquidity and value. Also, Fund Miracles. I've been submitting, once again, more documents to Companies House regarding Fund Miracles, because we're going to get that moving now. It's been a dormant company, and we are going to get somebody working on the games so that we can start perhaps not monetizing things initially, but I do want to get those games available. People used to coming, playing, enjoying themselves. It will also boost our membership. They'll have to be members to play the games, although they'll register through that site. It will be a big step forward. Once we monetize that, in time, that monetization is going to be extremely valuable to us in getting, excuse me, in getting everything financially more than stable, actually into a good, strong position where it'll benefit all of our citizens. We've got Bozina in as well from Edinburgh in Scotland, and we've got Nankiet from Nigeria. Okay, that really is where we are. I have had 1 or 2 people saying, how can I withdraw my Sharehope tokens? And we've covered this many times, but it's here again, just in case they do what we tell them and watch the site and follow the live updates. The Sharehope tokens that you have in your Sharehope wallet are gifts that we give you for nominal tasks like logging into your account. Also, we give them to you in that free raffle that we have every month based on the pools that you're in. And we give away hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of our currency month after month after month after month. And that is building wealth for you for the future. I explained it the other day. It's like having $1 million home that nobody wants to buy, but it's there, it's your asset. What do? Do you burn it down, knock it down because nobody wants to buy it? Or do you say, well, it's $1 million home, somebody will buy it one day? Which would be the most sensible thing to do. Similarly, if you had a rich uncle that died and left you a few $1 million in trust that you couldn't touch for 10 years, 15 years, whatever it may be, you say, I don't want it because if I can't have it now, I don't want it at all. And once again, the sensible thing would be to say, okay, I've got a secure future. I'll just keep going now, doing what I can, and in the knowledge that my future is secured because I've got that wealth. And that's basically what we're doing with that Sharehope account. We're building that wealth for you, mainly for the future. However, we will, excuse me again, as liquidity allows, create withdrawals for the members. And I'm talking about corporate liquidity. which basically, if you want to put it into a sort of business type idea, it's if we get into a profit situation, then we can share that profit out amongst the people that have those tokens. And so there would be withdrawals from that profit, because as we're a not-for-profit organization, everything goes back to the members anyway. We can't just release all that money right now because there is not the marketplace for it. There would be no buyers. It'd be like that $1 million home that nobody wants to buy at this moment in time. And so people would have it and they'd put it onto the market, and they would then find that they couldn't sell it, and they would drop the price and they still wouldn't be able to sell it. And before you know where we are, we'd have runaway inflation and end up with a token like the WISA token on the Waves Exchange, which you can buy for next to nothing. And people just can't sell them. So we have to control the liquidity and the value. And the liquidity is, do people want to buy it? Essentially, it's how many buyers are there for your product, because you can class our token, our currency, as a product. It is absolutely pointless releasing those funds unless we have buyers for it. Now, the alternative, of course, is we have the ShareHope Powerline plan, which we're working on now, and it will be finalized very, very soon in working completely. And through that plan, you can build your own liquidity pool. Instead of it being a corporate liquidity pool, you can say, okay, well, I've done my bit and I've got liquidity of whatever it may be. And it can range from $1 a month to $10,000 a month through that program. And you build that liquidity pool, we will give you the funds out for your wallet to the equivalent of your liquidity pool, because that liquidity pool in essence means that even if there's nobody out in the wide world that wants to buy those tokens, we will have the funds to cover it and pay you and bring them back in-house. It will not damage the value, it will not damage the liquidity. So that is where we are. Now, in time, when people realize what this token is about and that it is a utility token, especially once we've got the mall available, where people will be buying items from the mall using the ShareHope token, then people will say, you know, this token's pretty good. You can buy things on the mall, you can cash it in through the in-house exchange at a guaranteed rate, and it never drops in price, it can only go up. I'm going to have some. And those people are going to multiply as the word gets out, and there will be more and more people wanting our currency. And the only people that hold our currency are you, the members. And so you're the only people that are going to be able to sell it to those outside sources, those speculators. And they will come. When? I don't know. But they will come. And when they start coming, it'll create an upward spiral in both the price and the desirability, meaning that there'll be more buyers, improving the liquidity. Until that time, it's in your hands to do what you can for yourself through the ShareHope plan, which will make you additional income as well as releasing funds from the ShareHope wallet. So that is the situation with your ShareHope wallet. That's what it's there for. And you don't want to run it down. Once you have built that liquidity, maybe you've got it up to 10,000 a month. You want to make sure that you put in more than 10,000 a month in. You want that pool, that value, that asset base that you have to keep increasing. You don't want it dwindling down to the point where you've got nothing there. So that is the policy and the way that we are trying to get you to understand as a community about the ShareHope tokens. Okay, at the moment, everything that you get, you in commissions or you've got money that goes into your available cash wallet, that's instantly convertible into USDT, which is a stable coin. It means that one USDT equals $1. Now it varies sometimes by 2 or 3 cents. It might be $1.02, and it might be 97 cents one day, but that's about as far as it goes. It's a stable coin. It's $1 for one coin, and you can instantly convert everything that is in your available cash wallet using our in-house exchange, which guarantees you that minimum rate, and that will never go down. It can only go up. So if you don't need to cash them in, you better hang in on to them, quite honestly, because they will go up in value. Not immediately, because we need to build up our user base before they will start appreciating in value. We need to have, we need to get back to about 40,000 plus active members. We've been there before. It's not that it's impossible to get there or we're miles off. We have a lot of members. Most of them are not active at this moment in time. But as we progress and things start working and there's more funds available to encourage people to do things, then we'll have more and more active members, and we'll get more active members coming in through the Powerline plan, the 777 plan, and so on. So it's all heading in the right direction, but we're not here to say you're going to get rich overnight. We're here to say you're going to build a legacy for many generations to come that will look after you and your family long after you've gone. Okay. Right. Who else have we got? We had Mankit. We've got Don in from British Columbia in Canada, Vancouver Island. We've got somebody else in. I think we welcomed you before, but I tried to pay for Smart Desktop AI with crypto, but they only accept credit card, and I don't have card. Can I pay it into my WSA AC available cash wallet? Smart Desktop has nothing whatsoever to do with us. It is a third-party plan. We can't take funds for that. I'm surprised they don't take crypto, and I'm sure they will at some stage. But there's nothing we can do about it for you. We have no influence over them. We have no. We're just like you. We register as a member, and we have to follow their rules and their discipline and do whatever they say. And that's the same for all our third-party plans. We put them into our multiple income streams. We urge you to do your own due diligence on them. We don't recommend them as such. We put them in there because we think they're probably going to be good. But they are third-party plans. We have no control over them. We have no way of knowing what's going to happen with them. And this is something that I mentioned with the Beyond Infinity PPP plan, which has now changed drastically. I told you long ago when we first got involved in it, not to expect it to pay out what they were talking about, because I couldn't see it being possible. When I say not possible, I couldn't see it being feasible. Everything is possible. But I doubted very much whether they would hit those targets. And I gave you a sort of scenario where they had to generate profits on a daily basis, which have never, ever been generated. And so I told you, I did not think it would get to that fourth payout and maybe not even the third. I was hoping it would get to the first and second. Now, the first payout was one equivalent to the amount of money that you put into the marketing plan, the marketing campaign as a contribution. It's non-refundable. So you put in your money and that's it. And you get whatever you can get out of it. And I tried to make that clear. And we also had a co-op, and on the form for the co-op, I stressed that we had no control over things. It was down to whatever happened with that third-party plan. Having said that, I think that they are doing whatever they can to be honest and upright and solid. And they have basically come out and said, what we told you was going to happen with the PPP plan, we can't achieve. And I'm not surprised. It was a high risk situation, but the rewards potentially made it worthwhile risking, and I stress risking, some cash, because I thought it was quite probable that we would at least get the first payment back, and that would get you to a break-even situation. And after that, anything you make is profit. Right. So what's happened now? They've said that's not going to work. It isn't going to work. It's something that we thought would, but there's no way that it is. Now, they said it in a different way, but that is basically what they've said. However, they have been working on other things, and what they're working on is really, really exciting. Why is it exciting? It's exciting because it is something that is needed, that doesn't really exist at the moment, as far as I'm aware, and doesn't involve trading, although trading is possible through it, but it doesn't involve trading. It's creating an over-the-counter place where you can buy and sell crypto. Now, there are lots of places where you can buy and sell crypto, but most of them are self-contained. You pay your money. Some of them will accept cards or bank transfers, and then you get a deposit into your wallet with that organization for whatever you bought. Quite often, selling it is another situation. Some of them don't even allow you to sell it through their organization. So you can buy your crypto, buy your Bitcoin or whatever else, but when it comes to selling it, it's difficult. And some of them have peer-to-peer organization where people will buy it from you and this sort of thing. But with an over-the-counter exchange, it's totally different. It's like you go into a shop and say, I want a pound of humbugs, and they give you a pound of humbugs and they say, that's $1, and you give them $1 and off you go. And that's it, the transaction's done. You've got your humbugs, they've got your money. And then you come back and you say, look, I decided I don't want humbugs. I'm going to sell them back to you. And they say, okay, no problem. And they take the humbugs off you and they give you 95 cents or whatever it is, because they've got to make a profit, right? And that is what an over-the-counter exchange is. It's just like going into a shop, except you can buy and sell to the same shop. Perhaps a bit like a pawnbroker, but not quite the same. It's where you can go and trade. You can sell your commodities and your currency, your crypto there. They'll give you the money and off you go. It's not held with them or anything. It's a transaction place. Now, all these transactions generate income, because nobody is in business that doesn't do something for a profit somewhere. You know, most businesses are not like us. They're not for-profit organizations. They're there to make a profit. And whether it's your Visa card or your MasterCard or your American Express or whatever else, there are fees attached. Now, who pays those fees is irrelevant, but there are fees attached. And the fees are shared amongst the people that are involved in the transaction. How it all works doesn't really matter. All you've got to know is that every transaction has a fee attached to it. So Beyond Infinity are creating, in fact, I believe they've already created this over-the-counter exchange. It's just not been launched yet. And it's in conjunction with another large organization, and it's registered and okay for global trade everywhere throughout the whole world. And it's based in Mexico, in Guadalajara. Now, when anybody buys or sells through that over-the-counter system, there is a fee created, and that money goes into the pot. What Beyond Infinity are doing is saying, okay, we've got that money coming into the pot, we've got this exchange going, it will allow people to buy and sell their currency much easier than they've ever been able to do it before. No matter where they live, no matter what country they're in, they'll be able to do it through our over-the-counter exchange. And we're going to make a profit, whether it's 1%, 5%, 10%, doesn't matter. There will be a percentage that is generated. Now, what Beyond Infinity are doing is they have to verify that the payment from you actually arrives, it comes in, and you get a delivery of the product that you wanted, essentially cryptocurrency. And these verifications are what need to be completed. And for people to do those verifications or assist them to do those verifications, they get paid. Now, if you are, if you've heard about cryptocurrency, you've probably heard about mining cryptocurrency. And mining companies do these verifications and generate huge income because they do massive amounts of verification on loads and loads of transactions, and they can literally generate billions of dollars. With this over-the-counter exchange, that same thing is going to happen in the verifications, but you will be able to, if you like, buy a portion of those verifications. And that is done through what they call nodes. It doesn't matter whether you understand what a node is or not. It's not one of those nasty things, because you can have nodes in health issues. It basically is a verification of a transaction. And the more nodes you have, the bigger the share of that those transactions you'll get. So how many transactions are there going to be going through this exchange? Nobody knows. But the way it's set up, the potential is absolutely huge. And they have some very strong marketing guys in there now who are going to be exploiting the exchange to get as much business going through as they can. It's going to help people like us in We Share Abundance, for example. We can say to people, if you want to buy cryptocurrency, go to the Beyond Infinity over-the-counter exchange. It's the best place to go. And they go there and they buy, and they spend $100 and they get $95 worth of crypto, or whatever it may be. They might get 99. They might get even more. They might get less. It doesn't matter. There will be a profit made somewhere. And that profit is shared out amongst the people that have the nodes. And the more people that do that, and this could be huge organizations that are distributing funds throughout their organization, and it will be a very simple and fast and low cost way of doing it, far better than going through the banking system. And you can get a share of that if you have the license to nodes. So what they've done is they said, okay, it's going to be the 1st of October before we really get this thing rocking and rolling. So until the 1st of October, we're going to allow you to continue to contribute to the PPIP plan, except that the payments, it's going to be totally different. What you're going to get is either a refund of the amount that you put in at the end of September. So if you put in 500, which is the minimum amount through Beyond Infinity, at the end of September, and you say, okay, I'm not sure about these nodes, I just want my money back, they'll give you your 500 back. You don't make anything. You've not lost anything. And a lot of people would be in that situation now because they have already put money in because they thought they were going to get 4 payments, which were always doubtful. The nodes, on the other hand, are something that there's no doubt about. It is sustainable, it's legal, it's long-term, it's not 4 payments. You're going to get paid every single day with the nodes that you have. So if you decide that instead of taking your $500 back, you take some nodes, and the nodes are going to be sold on the 1st of October, starting at $1,000 for each node license. Now, what they've said is that with your $500, you're going to get at least 2 nodes for your $500. So you're going to get them at a huge discount. And you're going to get income for life from that. Now, you don't know how much income you're going to get. Nobody can tell you at this moment in time. But it is pretty nailed on that it is going to start slow and grow and grow and grow. And those nodes licenses are going to be going up in price and value as more income is generated through holding those licenses. So you're going to get capital appreciation in your license. Now, I'm not quite sure about the policy on being able to transfer a license and so sell it, but presumably there will be a way that that could be done. But I think most people, once they get into a position where they have a saleable asset as a node, it's because they're generating a lot of income on a daily basis through that, and maybe they wouldn't want to sell. And I think it's a huge step forward into something that is sustainable, long-term. It'll go beyond your lifetime. It's in line with what we're trying to do through the ShareHook plan in creating generational income rather than possibly getting 4 payments, which was always unlikely, in my opinion, to happen. So my take on it is it's a really good step in the right direction. You don't know what you're going to be getting out of it, but I think holding node licenses, especially as many as you can get at that discounted rate, which is going to be a minimum of 25% of the cost, is going to put you in good stead. Now, we have a co-op that we set up for the PPIP plan, and there is no way we can do refunds and things through that, because some people would want refunds, some people would want the nodes. So initially, I just made a decision and said, okay, you were warned it was risky. You're not going to get a refund. We are going to take the nodes that we can get. And whatever we get from those nodes will be shared out proportionately through the number of people in the plan. So I can't remember what we've got now. I think we've probably got about $3,500 that we put in to the PPP plan. That would get us 14 nodes. Now, I don't know how much we're going to get, but we are going to get income from those 14 nodes day after day, week after week, month after month. And when it builds up to a certain level, I can't remember how many people we've got in. Let's say it's 100 people. When it builds up to a reasonable level, let's say $500, we can stick $5 into everybody's available cash wallet. Now, if it's building up faster than that, and we're getting it to $500 a day, then we're not going to do it on a daily basis. We're going to get to maybe the end of a month, and instead of putting $5 in every day, we'll put in $150 at the end of the month. And if it goes beyond that, we may get to a point where we're putting $1,000 in every week, or whatever it may be. I don't know. Nobody knows at this stage. But if you go through all their documentation and everything and what they're putting together and how and why and who's behind it, I think you'll agree that it's a far better bet than a risky chance from trading of getting 700 times your money back in 48 weeks, which I don't think was ever going to happen. My take on it. Somebody asked me for my take. Been a bit long-winded, but there you go. That is my take, and that's what's going to happen with that plan. I've not decided whether we're going to allow more people into that plan, because we'd slowed down anyway. We may just close it and say, okay, that's it. Or we may run it while it's available until the end of September. I've not really fully decided on that, but it will be on that basis. It will be on just sharing out whatever we get paid from the nodes amongst the participating members. Okay. We had Ron from Amsterdam. Michael from the Bahamas. Hello there, Michael. Concerning the 777 plan, after making the initial payment, is that locked in for life, or are you able to add to it? You can buy any levels that you want, up to 7 levels. You can't do more than that. You can only buy each level once. So it's level 1 is $5, level 2 is $10, level 3 is $20, level 4 is $40. Depends on what you've got. If you, for example, got level 1, 2, and 3, and you spent $35, your next level would be a $40 level to get into level 4. If you've got all 7 levels, then there's nothing you can add to it. I hope that answers your question there. How about finance versus Fiji? You miss it, Graham. France versus Fiji. You're talking about the rugby in the Olympics, I presume. I didn't see it. I don't know what the result was. I've just not had time to look at Olympics and things anyway. So I'm sorry, I don't know. I've not even had time to follow the test match, which is going on in this country now. Although I did have a quick look before we got in, and England got themselves out of a hole, apparently. But I'm not convinced about the England side. If they come up against a proper test team, I think they're going to get slaughtered. Anyway, Kingsley in from Manchester, and Ron, can you still pay in the PPP plan? Okay. once again, I covered that. I'm not sure whether we're going to open it or not. I have at the moment closed it while I find out a bit more information from Beyond Infinity. I'm waiting to learn a little bit more, because the practicalities of it would mean that we would have more to do. Okay, it was going to be a one-time hit for 4 payment sessions once every 12 weeks, and that was it, done. But this is going to be ongoing, basically for life. So I don't know. It's something I've got to consider. Who else have we got? Did I say Kingsley from Manchester? Probably did. I don't know. Do we that have contributed 50 to the co-op, what happens next? Yeah, you're in the co-op. You're going to get node payments as they come through, as I described. There is not going to be any refunds for those $50. It will always be node. $1,000 for a node is a bit much. I don't think so, Renee. I know that a lot of nodes start off at less than that. I've seen nodes start off at as little as $50, but they don't stay there for very long. Most nodes are up well over $1,000 in a very short period of time. It's just that they're starting it up at a higher level than most, because they have an amazing infrastructure that is going to virtually guarantee a good income from that. If you look at what they've set up and what they are setting up, I don't know how much it's cost, but I would think they're into millions of dollars setting up what they've done. That $1,000 for a node from the 1st of October onwards, I think is going to be a real good investment, which just means that if you're getting in now and getting them for $250, which is a common starting point for a node, you're getting a real steal. Okay. To buy for one person. Yeah, there's a lot of people that will be putting in more than $1,000, Renee. They'll be buying more than one node. It'll be a lot for a lot of people. That's why the people that are in our co-op will score, and that's why I may open it up. As I say, the reason I'm reluctant to do it is because it means it's an ongoing thing, and we're going to have to build software for it to share out the proceeds, and it's just another issue. So we may or we may not open it up. If we do open it up, it'll finish anyway at the end of September. And anybody that's already in the co-op, you can only have one share anyway. So that's it. Okay. We've got Elvis in saying hi from Nairobi in Kenya. Hi. I think I've covered everything. I've rambled on for a bit. I've not seen any more questions. Do take the time to go through what Beyond Infinity have put together here. It is phenomenal. If we had the resources, I would love to have put something like that together. In all honesty, what they've put together is amazing. And I think they're going to market it really heavily and well through the people that they've got involved. And consequently, I think you're going to get very, very strong income from your node licenses. But nobody knows. You will always get income. Nobody knows how much and how quickly it's going to grow, but it will grow. Your income will grow, and it will be there indefinitely. It's not a one-time hit. It's there for beyond your lifetime. Okay. So that's it from me, folks. No more questions. People ask for my take. You got it. I was going to give it you anyway. But that's it, and that's what we'll be doing with the co-op. So that's it from me. I'll be here tomorrow. Of course, we have our little raffle tomorrow as well. Get your tickets. They're only $1 each. You could win $80. You could get your money back. There's a 1 in 3 chance of winning. If we can generate some profit, usually that only happens when an admin account wins, and that goes into the charity pot. We'll once we get a bit of time for Devyani, we will set up a voting system so that when you buy your ticket, you'll be able to, if you choose, you will be able to add in the charity that you want to benefit. And then when we've got a few charities that people have listed, we will then, when you buy your ticket, maybe the next week or the next month or whatever, whenever we've got enough funds to get close to paying out something, we'll have a poll on which charity it'll go to. So that will be happening. Okay. Until tomorrow, get out there. It's exciting times. I believe this Beyond Infinity plan with the nodes and the over-the-counter exchange is incredible. If, in fact, it's something that I wanted to achieve in time through our own exchange. But of course, it takes an awful lot of money and resources to get there, and we don't have any. So maybe at some stage we'll be able to get into some sort of partnership with them. I don't know. We'll look at it in the future. Maybe they won't want a partnership. Maybe they won't want, but we'll see. We'll see how it all goes. But even if they don't, we have access to it. We've got a large member base in there, and for $500, you can get 2 nodes, which could see you set for life. I'm not saying it will, but I don't think you can. Well, I know that you can't lose money with it. You will be able to make money. How long to break even? Nobody knows, but it will break even and beyond and go on and on. A bit like our ShareHope plan, but that's only $2.50 as opposed to $500. But that $500 is one time, or $2.50 is week after week after week after week. Now, eventually on our ShareHope plan, that will break even. Eventually with the nodes, you'll break even on your 500 or your 1,000 if you wait till the 1st of October. If you want your nodes, get them now. Okay, that's it from me, folks. I'll be here tomorrow, same time, same place. Until then, get out there, share some love and abundance, be of loving service to others. It'll improve your life while you're improving the lives of others. It's a wonderful way to live your life. God bless, and I'll see you later, alligator, in a wild crocodile. See you later, alligator. Always wear a smile. See you later, alligator. Go the extra mile. See you later, alligator.